friends, I just wanted to do a quick intro here. I am doing my bookshelf tour. So I'm going to be facing the camera the opposite way for most of this video, but I just wanted to do a little intro and share with you. I'm so excited to show you these shelves. There are a few missing spots because I have some books off the shelves to take with me back home during brain surgery recovery, but overall the shelves look so much better. I'm so happy when I look at my shelves. They bring me so much joy and I can't wait to show you guys. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay guys, so here is an overview of my bookshelves. This is from the opposite side of the room, so you enter over there, and then this is the bookshelves. I just wanted to do a quick rundown of what my bookshelves look like. So here we go. We'll start at the top and work our way around. Sorry the lighting is kind of sucky in here. When the sunlight's coming in, it's hard to see these. But up there we have just some plants, a fake plant, and my little Mickey sculpture. And then we have my 3 Dark Crowns series. Moving over, we have my musical section. So in this binder right here, I have all the playbills from all the musicals I've been to, and then my like special playbills, so the ones that I purchased. Moving over, we have some Harry Potter Legos, and then we have the Poppy War section and my Baymax Funko. Moving down, we have Star Wars continued, so this is Beyond the High Republic, and then we also have superheroes. So we have Wonder Woman, we have the Renegade series, we've got some Teen Titans, all sorts of things going on there. Moving across, we have the High Republic Star Wars section. I do have a few books missing from this shelf because I'm planning to take them down with me for brain surgery, but here is what it is. Just imagine that there's some books there. And then moving across, we have more sci-fi. We have the Lunar Chronicles, we have Aurora Rising, we have Skyward, and Illuminae. So kind of more of the space cadet kind of vibe, I guess you could call it, or like the space groups. Then moving over, we have more of the like dystopian utopian worlds. We have Scythe, and we have the Red Rising series, and further dystopian we have Hunger Games, Divergent, and 4 Dead Queens and 8 Will Fall. Moving down is Paranormal, so like paranormal, specifically vampires on this section, with just 2 classic horrors there. But we have the Crave series, we have Empire of the Vampire, Diary of Blood, Vampire Academy, more of those vampire paranormal, and then moving over, more of the romantasy paranormal with The Beautiful and Kingdom of the Wicked. Moving over here, we've got the circus section, as I like to call it, because it has my Greatest Showman Funko Pops, it's got Caraval, Where Dreams Descend, and then kind of moving into that dark academia vibe, I guess you could call it. We have Babel, Ninth House, All of Us Villains, and the Atlas Six back there. So of course we had to do great libraries for that. Then we have my Sarah J Maas shelf, specifically Throne of Glass. I love these covers. They are from Nerdy Ink, and here is kind of the vibe of them on the actual cover itself. And then continued Sarah J Maas, we have our A Court of Thorns and Roses, and this is Feyre and Rhysand at Starfall. I love more Starfall. Obviously you can tell Akamath is my favorite. And then we have my V.E. Schwab section, including my Darker Shade of Magic, Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, so on and so forth. I also wanted to mention, I forgot to point out, I have my Crescent City back here. So back to V.E. Schwab, we're gonna move down, and I curated this shelf specifically because of Bonesmith. Bonesmith is pitched as Gideon the Ninth meets Game of Thrones, so that is why we have Bonesmith here. I do want to kind of revamp this a little. I might even make it a bigger section, flip Bonesmith out so you can see the cover, because it is so gorgeous, of course, one of my favorites, and I would love to display that better. And then of course my Daenerys Funko, Book of the Dead, because this is all like necromancer, undead kind of vibe. And then we also have Nevernight back here. Also, I didn't know this was so rare, but I'm so excited I have it. We have 3, which is like really hard to come across, I guess. Moving down is kind of my mythical creatures shelf into some of my more cozy or favorite fantasies. So specifically the mythical creatures we have over here with Fourth Wing, Stormcrow, Shatter the Sky, those sorts of books, and then more of my favorites over here with like Trisha Levenseller. These are more of like those gateway fantasies, I guess you could call them. And then we have some Asian mythology. I just realized I totally skipped a shelf. So we were at Bonesmith. We're actually gonna go this way. My bad, guys. So we have my Crown of Feathers shelf. It's looking a little bare right now because I did take out the whole section of Crown of Feathers I had here. It used to go like sprayed edge, then one of these, then sprayed edge, then one of these. But I'm taking a set home with me again for brain surgery recovery, so it's looking a little more bare than normal, but it's still quite the shelf if I do say so myself. It's my favorite, so of course my favorite series is like front and center. Then we have the Grishaverse into some more kind of quest heist fantasies. We have all of the Grishaverse here. I love this box. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. That's exactly how I pictured Kaz. So it's perfect, and I love that globe. I got it from Fake Crate. And then also this shadow box is so cool. Six of Crows is another one of my favorites. But yeah, we have more heist back here with the Gilded Wolves and the Merciful Crow. This is more of an epic fantasy, but I didn't have anywhere else to put it. And then these are kind of my sea adventure novels, or pirate novels, if you will. And we'll just move across as we're going here. This is one of my favorite pieces I own. It's this Mickey Jim Shore sculpture, specifically him in Fantasia when he is Sorcerer Mickey. And then this box just didn't fit anywhere else, so I kind of set it up as a display, and it ended up being really cute because this is actually my classics shelf. So it fits like the Grimm fairy tales into like classics and fairy tales. So we'll just do this shelf really quick. Specifically, this top shelf is Little Women, and my favorite editions I own of Little Women, and then a couple Little Women adaptations over here. Moving down, we have some more children's classics. I love these Mina Lima editions. I still need the Wizard of Oz, I believe, that has come out and I don't own, but I'll get it at some point. And then we have my Anne of Green Gables section and a few more children's classics. And finally, more children's classics. We have Winnie the Pooh, Heidi, The World's Best Fairy Tales, and then of course my Taylor Swift Golden Book. Down here behind the chair is not much. I'll just show you really quick. It's all of my board games. Alright, moving back over to these shelves. We have my books related to books or books about books section. So this is like Strange to the Dreamer, Sorcery of Thorns, The Starless Sea, those kind of books. Then we have some more sea pirate adventure novels. These are specifically more mermaid centered rather than pirate centered. And then we have some Greek mythology into a little bit of Norse and Egyptian mythology. So just kind of a mythology shelf. And then continuing our mythology trend over into some Asian mythology. I think this is one of my favorite shelves because it has so many of my favorite books on it. And I showed you this shelf earlier, but again, this is just my mythical creatures and kind of like gateway fantasy. Moving down now, we have some more fantasy. These are more of like my favorite continued series. We have Furyborn, the Truth Witch, like Witchland series, and Children of Blood and Bone. This is some of our retellings that aren't specifically fairy tales necessarily. It's more the just kind of like vibe of a retelling, if you will. And then we also have like sister related books. So for example, we have A River of Royal Blood, which is two sisters pitted against one another. We have The Liar's Crown, which is two twins, one born to rule, one born to be the stand-in. and just that kind of vibe. But then over here we have like King Arthur retellings. These are my retellings that are specifically more fairy tale related, so more of the classics like Cinderella, Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, those sort of fairy tales. Over here is kind of just books that I didn't know where else to put. Most of them I would say are like witchy or gothic, and then we also have randomly the Chronicles of Narnia there. And then over here we have books about trials or tournaments, and then also just a continuation of Elise Kova. And our final shelves of this bookshelf section is this one here. This is just a bunch of other kind of subscription book box books I didn't really have a theme for necessarily, just ones I really want to get to. And then kind of same over here, but these have more of a vibe to them, I guess you could say. Like I feel like the Daevabad series and the Wrath and the Dawn and the Unbroken have more of that like kingdom vibe, if you will. Alright, so that is all on these shelves. But then I also have the shelf here. Up here is just books that I want to get to sooner rather than later, and they didn't fit elsewhere, but they're all kind of like that same size, so I thought they looked good there. And then of course my Baby Yoda. This is actually a Scentsy, but there's not a plug behind this bookshelf, so I'm just using it as like a trinket dish. And then this is all my childhood books, so Sweet Valley High, Boxcar Children, Babysitter's Club. And then these are some of my parents' old books, and then over here is like middle grade. I also have some books over here featuring my Greatest Showman section, of course. These are more books I want to get to soon that are just kind of book box books. And then this shelf is more gaming rather than books, but I'll just give you an overview. And up here I just have a couple books. But that is my little office library. Guys, I almost forgot to show you the bookshelves out here, so let's do that really quick. We have my middle grade kind of Disney related books. Also, I apologize, the window's right here, so there might be a lot of car sounds. We have my D&D section and my Attack on Titan section, my Avatar The Last Airbender section. This is kind of Disney retellings, so specific, like there's fairy tale retellings, but then there's also like specifically Disney retellings. My graphic novels and my manga. And a Shermie Wormie. Hi Shermie. Over here we have Shadow Hunters. This one is honestly just a hodgepodge of things. It's middle grade, it's dystopian, it's contemporary romance, it's just everything. Then we have my more hard-hitting contemporary, and then my like Heartstopper section. Some contemporary romance, specifically like co-workers or family related romance tropes. And then this is more of the seasonal tropes, so summer or holidays. And our final shelf is historical fiction. Thank you guys so much for watching this bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite shelf was or how you organize your books, and I'll check you in my next video. Bye friends.